Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this epic podcast. This is a place where you are encouraged and you have absolute freaking permission to unapologetically go after all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your things on your vision board, like everything that your heart desires. I'm your host, Angharad, the High Vibe Babe, and I believe that we're all in this life to expand and experience our wildest dreams. If one of us can have it, then we all can. So that is the aim of this podcast. Each week I'll either be going solo or have guests with the aim to inspire, uplift you and give you the tools for you to live your most epic AF life and business possible. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @HighVibeBabe. Now let's get into today's episode. Beautiful ladies, I today have a very special guest who's going to be coming on live with me. It's Kerryn. So she jumped in my first group coaching program. First time she worked with me was inside High Vibe CEO Biz School, and today she is going to be coming on and talking a little bit about her experience. So she's doing a video testimonial for me and she's coming on right now. So
hello.
Hi. Do you want to tell me a little bit about Biz School, like what attracted you to it and just all the things, like how did it go for you? What was it like working with me for the first time and what's really happened for you over this time?
Yeah, I'll talk about what attracted me to Biz School first because I'm 4 years into business. So I don't think I'm kind of the traditional person who's just starting and needs to learn the things. So the biggest thing that attracted me was to get more in alignment with my business, because over 4 years you try a lot of stuff out. There's a lot of stuff that you learn a lot of strategies, you learn a lot of tactics, and I just knew it wasn't in alignment, and I knew that I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted it to feel easy. I wanted it to feel really good. I wanted to be able to sit down and record some content like I've been doing this morning and know that it's so good and the world needs to hear it, and really be aligned with that impact that I want to have. And I mean, just as an example, because I went for the VIP option, totally recommend it. I don't know if you're offering it for October.
Yes.
But it's all good stuff. You are excellent. It's all good stuff. In the first call that I had with Angharad, we basically threw out the offer that I was in the middle of launching. So I had my one-on-one offer that I had just redone by myself. I was like a week into launching it, and we got on the phone and we were doing the human design stuff. All of the spiritual stuff was awesome. I'll talk about that. But we were doing the sacral, like, because I'm a generator. And it was like, is this in an alignment? It's like, So honestly, like, that in itself, like right away, I think I was ready to be in alignment. I was open to being in alignment. And when I had you to support me and to ask me those questions, and I allowed myself to listen and have that space to listen, within that first call, that first week, I was like, great, I'm in more alignment now. That's what I wanted. It's not easy to let go of stuff and abandon a launch in the middle of it, but it's 1,000% the right thing. So that was like the first thing when you talked about that alignment, even though because I'd been in business for a while and I hadn't got the traction and the alignment that I'd wanted to date, I was like, this is what I need. And then all of the spiritual or just feminine stuff that you touch on in Biz School was all of the stuff that I'd started to dip my toes into. And like, I knew I wanted to go deeper with it and learn more about how to integrate it with my life, with my business. So that was human design, because when you start going down the human design rabbit hole, you just can't stop. It's life-changing. It was the feminine, masculine energies. And I mean, I'm a productivity coach. I am conditioned. I know all of the masculine, like how do we get a lot done in a short amount of time? But it's a balancing that with when are we on and when are we that productive? And again, integrating that into how I do what I do. And again, it was within just the first week or two of Biz School and working with you that I just like secretly on the sly, like changed my Instagram like handle to be feminine productivity coach, and like stepped into that before I was really consciously ready and knew how to articulate it. And then the third thing was the feminine cycle. So the menstrual cycle, the moon cycle, that was the other piece where they just all work together. And when you can learn more about those and integrate that into your business and your life, it's just a whole new world completely.
And so Kerryn did the VIP, so the VIP option is available for the next round. So it's we work with me one-on-one during that time. So you do 40-minute calls with me every single week, and it was just, and unlimited voice memo support as well. So it's a really, really powerful way to, like, you know, it's a certain type of person that wants to do VIP, right? It's someone who's like, yes, I'm going to do Biz School. I'm going to learn about integrate my psych. I'm going to learn about integrate my human design, integrate everything, and like change up my office. So they're really, really aligned with me, but they also desire that deep, high touch support at the same time. And that's like just your success and your energy, everything changed so much through Biz School. And afterwards you then signed on to work for me one-on-one as well in a contract as well. So that's like just amazing. And we've continued that. And since then your business has been soaring even more, hasn't it?
It's been amazing. And it's you touching on the energy thing. I've had people who've been following me for a while notice the energy change. So like I've noticed it, of course you've noticed it because we've been in it, creating it and making it happen together. But to have like my long-term biz bestie call me and another person who followed me for a while, you know, say, I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but like your Facebook group is so good, the energy's amazing, like I would pay to be in it. And so to be getting this kind of feedback, and even just to be doing business from this place is just so much more fulfilling. It's so much more fun because it's allowed to be fun. I mean, I know there's so much more that I'm, you know, continuing to integrate with you, but through Biz School, like there's the spiritual like lessons and the things that lean that way. But then we talked about offers and we talked about launching, and it's just thinking about it in such a different way than we're traditionally taught that we need to craft offers. So the strategy's there, but it's like how I've applied it to productivity. The strategy's there, but we come back to what's the purpose, what's the goal, what's the energy, how do we actually want to do it, and allow that to be enough to also get the results and receive and lean about feminine. I'm practicing. So even though you've got stuff in there that you'd see in a traditional like business school type course, it's really being taught in a completely different way and in a new context, because it's all embedded into that that feminine magnetizing what you desire. So it's beautiful. And I have to say, if anyone is like curious about this and they feel like this could be really good, it resonates, then I think Biz School is a really brilliant introduction to these concepts, going deeper and how to apply them and how to think about your offers and your launching and your social media and everything in a new, different way. So rewarding.
Thank you. It was like it's very encompassing, right? Like we go through the launching stuff, we go through feminine cycles, we go through like your offers and selling, and like it's an amazing, was meant to be 7 weeks, ended up being like 10 weeks because we did the school holiday integration, like a few other things and stuff as well. An extra module that wasn't even meant to come out, a branding module that wasn't even a branding module. It was like a big money module, an extra money module that just wanted to come through that day. So it was really, really powerful and really amazing. And I do have a question. What was it? So it was the first time you were working with me. What was it like being led by me and continuing that as well?
Yeah. So good that I had to keep going, is how it was. Yeah. It's the human design piece. I think that I can't do it by myself yet. I'm still learning and practicing like what it feels like. So to have someone like you where I can just like brain dump, talk out how I'm feeling and what's happening, and okay, I'm aware of this much. I think this is what's going on, but I don't know how to move through it by myself yet. And I know that like I integrate, I'll be able to do that. And again, it's all about aligning to that next level and practicing, but really learning as a generator to, okay, sacral yes or no, and then, okay, I need to wait for the response. Let's lean back, because leaning back doesn't come naturally quite yet. And then also even just recently, like the divine timing, and even if all that lines up, like what's the right timing, that's something that I'm completely like relearning and integrating into how I do everything. And like I said, just being able to say, okay, like I messaged you this morning, I think. So yesterday I was doing this stuff and I kind of realized this was the right place to stop working, but I still felt like I should do X, Y, Z. It's always that should word that comes in. So having that support, I know, having that support to guide me, it really does feel like guidance. And I think I've started to use that word with you. I'm like, this has happened. So any thoughts or guidance that you have, and you've just got this beautiful way. I know you talk about how, you really do like activate that energy in us, and to, you get the downloads of what to say at the right time for the right person. And it's so true. Like everything is, that's what I needed to hear. That was the piece that I was missing. Like I kind of understood that last week, but not in the same way as I understand it this week. I think it's a reflection, because you're able to like feel our energy. And the other thing is, when I'm talking about stuff, like right now, I think even Neris has said, yeah, I'm literally glowing. You can tell in my voice when I'm aligned and when I'm lit up about something. And you can tell when I'm talking about something and there's some shoulds in there, or there's some resistance, or it's not quite right, even when I can't necessarily recognize it for myself. So that is, again, you talk about compressing time, like that's what does it. Because if I was by myself, I wouldn't recognize it nearly as often. I wouldn't be holding the space with your help to be thinking through and looking at things this way. And yeah, it's the best. It's just the best. That's why I knew I needed to keep working with you, because the feeling of being in your energy and growing in this way, and looking at my life and my days and just practicing, being and living like this, that's where I know I need to be. And when I didn't have that support, like I'd said, I couldn't really do that all by myself just yet. I couldn't stay up here and keep growing there. And I know I will get to that place, and then there'll be another level, right? Then there'll be another thing to align to. But that's where I'm like, I need that guidance. And honestly, I was not prepared and not available for like living and doing business at a lower level, like not at that level. So the universe aligned in beautiful, magical ways so that we could continue working together one-on-one, which is amazing. But yeah, I talk about this a bit in my own content about allowing ourselves to be supported. And once you know what it's like, when you feel what it's like to be supported, and maybe like your contract with a coach ends, or you finish up a program like Biz School, don't just let yourself like roll off into whatever's next. Like remember that feeling of being supported and growing and stretching, and find whatever the next right support is for you. So if Biz School, if something with Angharad is the right next support for you, then I highly, highly recommend it.
Thank you so much. That's absolutely incredible. And one of the things we talk about quite a bit, right? And we're just talking about today is about how one of the things we talk about in Biz School is like this old paradigm of selling is like really speaking to someone's pain points and like spinning it in this way. And it's just never, ever felt good to me, and it doesn't to my clients either. So I teach women how to hold a space for their clients so that their clients rise up to them. It's not about like having to, so the reason why we don't like push, like I don't push any of my offers, something we teach really strongly in Biz School is like how to lean back and how to magnetize people who really want to work with you instead of feeling like we have to push them, right? And the reason why we do that, firstly, because it's just yucky, okay, to do that, right? But secondly, because then we're attracting leaders and we're leading leaders. And so they're leading themselves. So we don't actually have to, we don't have to reach down and pull them up, so to speak. We're holding a very high energy for them to calibrate too. So like you were just saying, it's really important for us to be continually growing, especially when we're helping our clients do these things, right? When we're running a aligned soul business that's like literally lighting us up, holding that space for people to rise to, that's how we're able to create like a massive whirlwind experience. People do jump in group coaching containers with us, or masterminds, or one-on-one coaching, no matter what it looks like. We're able to like blow their brains apart, and also at the same time it feels like a coming home. At the same time, it just feels like the most biggest support, and like you're in the perfect place at the perfect time, because the leader is allowing you to calibrate to them, right? And it's just a completely different way of doing business, but it's so rewarding for both the client and the coach. It's something that I would never want to do in a different way, and that's my clients as well. So it's beautiful when it all comes together like that, and the different tools of working with our cycle and human design, and how that really implements into us really shining and standing in our truth, and removing the limits and the things that have stopped us doing that, so that people do come to us. And it's a beautiful magnetic way to do business, that's for sure.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I loved how you put it in our voice notes about speaking to our clients' potential instead of their pain points. Because I'm a very positive, optimistic person. Like, it's never really sat right with me to speak to our pain points. And the thing that just came through to me while you were speaking, because I can own these things now, is that when we are trying to speak to our clients' pain points, we're in some ways aligning to where they are instead of allowing them to align to where we are. And so at the best, we're splitting our energy, right? Because we're trying to hold the place for them to align to their potential and what we teach. And we're split because we're also trying to kind of align down to what they're thinking and feeling, and then bring them up. At worst, we're just completely getting lost from that place we're trying to hold for them, and we're just going down and hanging out where they are, which is not serving either of us. So, oh, yes, huge aha this morning. Louder for the people in the back. Yes. We don't want to align to our clients' energy. We want to be holding the higher vibration energy for them to come up and rise up and grow into. And it's just been, really huge. Like, I kind of felt it. I felt it inside, but being able to articulate it allows us to integrate and understand it at a completely different level. And then there's so much in the online business space that talks about pain points and our ideal clients, and understanding what they're worried about at 3 a.m. and antagonizing the problem to motivate them to buy. And that's the old paradigm that doesn't make sense for a lot of women. And so this way that you talk about, that you teach, and really take people through in Biz School is so good. It's just what works for us. I think it's just, as women in the feminine, that is what makes sense for us, and we can understand it on like a soul energetic level and not be able to articulate and explain it. And that doesn't make it any less valuable. It doesn't make it any less true. I know this is something that I've been learning and struggling, because I love to be articulate and clear and be able to explain why something is why it is. And that comes as you integrate, but it doesn't make it any less true when you feel it and you know it. And there's so much with the feminine that a lot of women are starting to talk about now in the online space. I know we both love people like Amanda Francis and Stephanie Schultz and things, because they are leading in that same way. And we need more of it. We need more women stepping into this way of doing business, this way of doing life, so that it becomes just as valued, just as normal as the old traditional MBA, startup entrepreneur paradigm.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
That's absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely incredible in so many ways, and totally agree in every single thing you just said in every single area. So the next round of Biz School is in October. So if you're watching and you would like to join us, you can actually join at the pre-sale right now. It's till the end of the month. We've got a few days left, which is really exciting. And there is a VIP option upgrade as well. So you can work with me one-on-one. And so you can send me a message if you have any questions. But do you have any last words, Kerryn, for anyone who might be thinking about joining, on the fence?
Yeah, well, as you were saying, if anyone has any questions, if people want to ask me questions as someone who's done Biz School, and I'm sure there's probably other ladies who've gone through the same round as me that would be happy to answer. So I think we're all in your Facebook group community, or you're welcome to just tag me. I'd be happy to answer questions too from someone who's gone through it. But I think it comes back to that knowing, you're interested, that you want to learn more about this. You've kind of dabbled. It makes sense at a soul intuitive level, but you can't really explain why, and you don't know how to integrate it. That's really the point I was at, and that's, I think, the perfect point for someone to jump into Biz School, because you will learn about the concepts, you'll learn how to talk about them to other people, you'll be able to integrate them into your business and life, and then see how that can shift you towards your goals, but also just towards living the journey the way that is fun and rewarding as well.
Beautiful. All about the integration of the future as well as like enjoying the now. And it's just yes. Like I said on my Instagram, what's that thing called? Chat. You know, that thing you do in stories. Yesterday, strategy becomes a tragedy when we're not actually enjoying ourselves, we're not serving ourselves first. So it has to come from us first. 100%. Yay. Thank you so much for jumping on live with me, Kerryn. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been amazing to see you soar, and I cannot wait for the rest of the time we're working together. It's just beautiful to see you grow and develop, and to work with such an aligned client. It's just an absolute joy of my life.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me on, and I hope it's been, we've talked about some good stuff. We've talked about some good, powerful stuff, so I hope it's been valuable for everyone watching, and that it's given you the nudge to join Biz School if that's what your soul has already been telling you.
Yay. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
If you have enjoyed this episode, I would adore if you would screenshot it, chuck it up on your stories with your favorite takeaway moment, and tag me at High Vibe Babe on Instagram so that more people can see this and get this content and get this message out there to really shape and change and impact other people's lives. Do you desire to be around more high vibe women who really get you, who encourage you, who like support you no matter what? Yeah, well, guess what? I have a place that you belong. It is called High Vibe Babes Community. It is a free Facebook group, and I would love to have you in there. There are so many free trainings and epicness in this group, so please get your booty in there. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to this podcast, do the reviews, the rating, the stars, all of the things. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to chat with you on the next episode. I'm sending you all of the vibes and all of the love. Over and out from Angharad, the High Vibe Babe.